to another episode of my podcast. And it's Saturday. Now I'm gonna do a little check to see if the audio is good because last week the audio was so bad, bitch. I promise it was terrible. Um, Today I will talk about John Monet and um, the trans community. I'm dedicating myself to the trans community a lot in this period of time, if I have to be honest, as you can see by the. Well, the audio works. We can start. We can start. Right, guys. Finally, finally, I have an iPhone. So when I do this live, I can read stuff. Alright. So now that I have all the screenshots, I should have more screenshots if I have to be honest, but whatever. So I want to start with John Monet. So I want to start with John Monet, who he was, and what he was doing, um, and everything. Because the trans community often use John Monet as a good example, and is not a good example. So I made this screenshot, drinking water, and now I'm reading. Before I start this podcast, it's available on Spotify and YouTube. So if you are on Spotify, on YouTube, you can find me. And if you are on YouTube, this podcast it's on Spotify as well. The link is in the description. And now we can start with the trans community with this John Monet. So I read this from Twitter. So the fathers of modern gender theory are Alfred Kinsey and John Monet. Starting with John Monet and who he was and what he did actually, he encouraged parents to transition a twin after a circumcision accident. Let's say that it wasn't an accident. Forced twins to simulate sex acts upon one another, took nude photos of adolescent twins. Twins later committed suicide, falsified positive results on transitioning. So this man was something like a doctor, and he did all these things back in the 70s or the 60s, I don't remember. And he was a sadist, right? It was weird. He was doing weird shit. I'm trying to understand why the trans community take example from this man, from this animal. There is nothing to take example from this guy. And the other guy, Alfred Kinsey, was a sexual sadist, seduced male students, sexually abused staff and staff wives own and his own wife, so it was terrible. Encouraged and documented pedophilia, destroyed 3 quarters of data. 86 86% of men studied deemed aberrant, whatever the fuck that means, committed fraud with data. So these two gender theorists back in the 70s did a lot of very terrible stuff, alright? And they both were pedophile and sexual abuser. And if now I go on Safari and I search John Monet, this terrible. It was a psychologist, right? In sexologist and professor. Terrible, terrible, terrible. He died uh, not so long ago, 2006. So this man was alive 18 years ago. That's terrible. And it wasn't great. He wasn't great, right? He wasn't great at all. And the trans community often take his name and you know he takes example from this man. They keep taking example from this man, and that's terrible. That's really terrible. I wonder when the trans community is gonna wake up and realize that all these people that they take example are actually terrible people, and they were sadists, they were pedophile. Nothing about them was good. I just wonder. I just wonder when they are going to wake up and realize this. I hope soon. I hope soon. To be honest, I go on Twitter now because I've saved many things. So, which I wish I could show you, like pictures. I say this in every single freaking podcast. Unfortunately, I can't show video on podcast. Anyways, alright, it's full of picture of vaginoplastic and they are not looking good. They are not looking good, I swear. Sometimes I wish I didn't watch this. Sometimes I really think that it's not good for me to watch this. And they do this treatment on children. Um, that's terrible. I should, sometimes I think that I should be more professional. So this John Money created gender confusion, if you have to be honest. Um, so this man who started gender studies, um, yeah, John Money in 1955. In 1955. So this whole thing started before I was born. Before actually, and John Money first used the term gender in a way that we all know take for granted. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, it was a weird. So this psychologist, general, this cunt, this son of a bitch, in the 60s did these experiments on these two twins, and he was doing weird shit. If you want to, you know, search what he was doing, go search it. Um, if you have guts. If you don't, if you're too sensitive, look, just don't. Because honestly, the things that this guy is was doing, I mean, I mean, it's disgusting. It's just, I think, I think the trans community, I don't understand why the trans community don't come together and they talk. They just have a talk, alright? Um, they just have a talk and they be like, listen, all this, it's wrong. John Money wasn't good, like, in all this shit, in all this stuff. In every life, in every single freaking life, a freaking train needs to pass. If a train doesn't pass in my life, that's not good. Like, anyways. Also, whoever created the trans flag, it's a son of a bitch. And if I was a trans people or trans person, I was like, listen, let me do my research. One thing about trans people is that they don't give a fuck about anyone. They just care about themselves. It's me, 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 me. They are selfish. If they only, you know, took time to do some basic research on basic things that they support, that would be nice. You know what I mean? And to be honest, it doesn't take that much. So I am not convinced that this microphone is working. Let me just try in this way, just to see. And see, the microphone was not working. Now the microphone is working. Whatever. I know I should get like a professional microphone. I'm working on, I swear. Anyways. So, just to get distracted for a little bit, back on the trans community, back on what I think about their awful behaviors. Um, let's check who created the trans flag. Let's see. Okay, who created the trans flag? It's another weirdo, alright? That's another pedophile, another weird person. This bitch, Monica. She's 72. Yeah, no. And it takes too much. It takes too much to um, do your research and see who really these people are. Alright, because if I have to be honest, if they are trying to cover up everything. They are trying to cover up what these people did. Um, and who what they stand for. If now I search on YouTube trans flag, there is a video. There is a video that let me try to search. To search, bitch. Mm-mm. Anyways, we created the trans flag. All right, this is the video. This is the video. The origins of the trans flag by Genevieve Gluck. Right. The origin of the trans flag. The man who designed the trans flag identify as a lesbian. So, who created the trans flag? The trans flag, it's actually a trans woman, so a man that pretend to be a woman. They identifies as a lesbian, which it's impossible because if you're a biological man, you can't be a lesbian. And has written first feminization content, including a story about marrying a young teen girls who does not age, which is kind of weird that you write like something like this. Um, this is weird. And then this wonderful video keep on going for 35 minutes explaining who created this flag, and honestly, so so this is a trans woman. Her name is Monica. Um, so um, the original name is Robert Hodge. Robert Hodge is a veteran of the USA Navy and served in two submarines. He began cross-dressing on a regular basis after visiting a drug bar in the 70s. 1978. So this man Roberts pretends to be a trans woman. No, these men have an obsession with dressing up as a woman, and they get turned on. Like they have a weird obsession. They get art. This is their way to, you know, get horny. All right. Um, that's the truth. As you can see, the trans flag is um, blue pastel, a pink pastel, and white. Like blue pastel, it's for baby boys, like young children. Pink pastel, if it's for girls. Like it's just to know that this man that pretends to be a woman is doing weird shit. Like I'm not saying, but I'm saying. I am not saying, but I'm saying. Right. So, uh, just looking at the face of this man that pretends to be a trans woman, you can see that something is off and there is some kind of perversion. Um, anyways, it's the you. I am reading. Um, alright. And to be honest, if you want to know more about the trans flag and this Monica, this fake trans woman, this man that pretends to be a trans woman is a cross dresser. To be honest, it's not even a trans woman. Go watch. I might link down this video. I might do this if you are on YouTube. Anyways, um, um, anyway, I keep reading and it's fucking weird, right? I look, I can't even I can't even read this type of things, right? On YouTube and on Spotify. I cannot do that. Anyways, the target is the children, right? The target is the children and will be the children forever. That's the truth. This is what they want. This is what they are doing. And I find all this kind of crazy. To be honest, I don't know how to even start. I don't know what to say. I don't know how it's possible that people are okay with that. How is possible that people uh, don't even do research? They are okay with, I don't know, they feel like this. I don't care. I don't care. Do your fucking research. Do your goddamn fucking research. Jesus Christ. Jesus freaking Christ. And one thing about doing this research, it will take time. It will take time, hours of researches that is not contaminated by trans activism to see the truth of what is this. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take your whole day, honestly. And mm, it disgusts me the way people, the trans community, trans activists, praise this John Money, praise this bitch, this man, Monica Helms, that pretend to be a trans woman. It just makes me you, like you, makes me this. I can't even speak. I can't even speak. And by the way, the Human Rights Campaign launched like a whole freaking emergency for the gay people. Um, how dare you? For what? For what? State of emergency for what? The gays are okay. The gays are alive. The gays are living in peace. Like, unless they live in Uganda. But you wanna know what? They are doing nothing for these gays in Uganda because they don't care about Uganda. They don't care about these gays in Uganda. They care about making money. Trans rights are far more profit. And that's it. Um, Anyways, let me read you this Reddit. Let me read you this Reddit because I think it's disgusting. This come from mail in whatever whatever it's called. Uh, I don't know. Men that love to dress like a woman. Anyways, let me read you this. Transparent kids. This is from Reddit. From transparent kids. Anyways, anyone else have trouble convincing your teen kids to continue transitioning? Bitch, what? Bitch, in what? In I can't. My 14-year-old daughter has started refusing a. As I suppose this is a boy, alright? I suppose this is a little boy that doesn't want to take medicine because he's okay with being a boy, and I'm pretty sure that's a boy. And the mother called this boy a girl, alright? I suppose this is a boy. Alright, my 14-year-old daughter, actually boy, I started refusing her estradiol. I don't have idea what is that. So I've been crushing the pills and putting in her cereal in the morning. Like, I'm so disgusted. I can't even. I can't. How disgusting this is. Imagine doing something like this. I'm so so disgusting. No, 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 not disgust. I'm so disgusted. I can't explain. I can't explain how disgusting this can be. I can't. I do really can't. I can't. I can't. I repeat, I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. This mother, if you want to call this a mother, needs to go to jail and never get out of this freaking jail. And this is what it is. This is what it is. So simple, easy and simple. All right. You. How dare you? What kind of mother you are? Disgusting. Disgusting. I'm so so pissed off. So pissed off by all this. So tired and pissed. So tired and pissed. I really can't. Mm-mm. Anyways, whatever. By the way, all the universities that are pushing this agenda of gender bullshit, gender madness. There is 75 gender, there is 100 gender, there is this, there is that. Um, these people are targeting the future, they are targeting the West, they are targeting um, what else? Freedom of speech. They are targeting everything. They are targeting parents. They are targeting. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Mm, we need to stop. We need to be more. We need to read more. And how could you not do your research on something? You say that you are a trans activist, right? You say you are an ally, you care about these people so much, but you really don't care about these people so much because you are not interested in knowing what is going on in schools and what is going on with these trans people. You have no idea. You pretend like you care. No, you don't. No, bitch, you don't. Let's be honest. You don't care. You do not care. It was never about being free to, you know, transition or whatever. It was always about control. It was always about pedophilia. It was always about, doing shit that are not good at all. forcing children to study gender. It's disgusting. It's very disgusting. I will never understand why we have to, teach children about freaking gay sex and whatever. What else? Trans people. How being trans is so fun. Sure it is. You have to be on medication forever. Sure it's so fun and it's so okay. Sure it's normal. Sure it's normal. Say whatever you want. Guys, it's normal. And I'm like, no it's not. No it's not. No that is not. I hope people realize that it's crazy to say to a child that he's wrong and he's born in the wrong body and he needs to change. If he likes to play with dolls, he's definitely a girl. Do you see how misogynistic, how sexist this is to say that a boy that plays with dolls it's a girl? Do you see how you think that just women play with dolls? Do you see how misogynistic this whole community of trans people is? Do you see how Dylan Mulvaney love to play with tampax while women need to buy those tampax because it's a need and it's expensive and we don't want that but we have to. Do you see how stupid these people are? Why nobody, no freaking body, it's talking about this? Why nobody? It's like something it's off, like it's wrong. This is wrong. Why nobody cares? Why nobody is like, mm. But maybe that's not a good idea. You wanna know what? No one cares. But you know what? When all this is going to affect actually people, because I do really believe that this is going to affect a lot of people in the future. You will see how you will go against this. I can't. So tired. So tired. And I'm not saying that every trans people it's bad or because I don't think that there is a lot of good people, a lot of good trans people out there that actually are decent. Anyways, do I think that it's going out of end? Sure I do. Sure I do. And we need to stop. We need to come back to reality. We need a reality check. And that's it. We need to help parents. We need to be more aware of what is actually going on. Um, all this is making me so sad. And then I see comments that keep calling me a bigot. Like, bitch, for what? I am not a bigot. I am not a bigot for not wanting children to transition. And that's fact. Just saying. It's so easy, so easy to, you know, think. Like it doesn't take that much to do two plus two. It's actually four. It's not five. Like it's useless that they are trying to change everything. Two plus two is four. Sick and tired. Sick and tired. When all this is going to stop, I am going to be very, very happy. I am tired of these men appropriating, if this world even exists, women's safety, women's spaces. The point of this is that they want women to stay at home. They want women to stay at home, and this is the plan. The plan is that they are pushing these men that prefer to be called women in women spaces. So once women won't feel safe in these spaces anymore, women won't go in these places anymore, and women will stay at home. This is the whole point. This is the whole point, and it's to cancel women. But you know what? You can't cancel women even if you try, even if you want to. You can't cancel who creates a life. You can't cancel us. And we are not going to be silent. We are going to make sure your life it's a living hell. We are not going to be silent on the children transitioning. We are not going to be silent on drag queen in schools. We are not going to be silent in men in sports, in women sports. We are not going to be silent in any way. And to be honest, just the fact that you are surprised that women are actually talking, speaking about this, it's it just makes you think about how you view women in a low way. Like you really think that we are submissive. You really think that we are going to shut up and be like, oh yes, I see you as a woman. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You know what it is when you are in a cult. Now I'm talking about the trans cult, and everybody around it's okay with what are you doing, and when you touch the outside world, when you go outside, not everybody's in this cult. People, there is people outside that live their own life. They have their own boundaries. This is the train. I'm so sick. Anyways, people have their own life, their own beliefs. You can't go out of your cult and trying to push other people in your cult. You really think that we are going to believe that you're a woman? This might work in your cult when everybody's cheering up to you, and let me drink. This might work in your cult when everybody is cheering at you for being a trans woman, and all these girls that pretend to be men are silenced, and they can't express their opinions and their concerns. That's misogyny. These young girls that pretend to be men are being silenced and abused in any ways by these men that pretend to be women. And this dynamic are the same. Like you find these old men that pretend to be a woman try to hang out with young girls that pretend to be a man. This is how it's working. It's not fine. All right. Mm, It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's concerning and sad to see that people are okay with that. Um, we are not gonna stay silent. If you, your cult, it's believing that you're a woman but you're a man, and everybody it's okay. Everybody, it's fine with that in your cult. But when you go out, we are not in the cult. We are not going to accept these rules. All this bullshit is not for us. You will never, never, ever push your boundaries, your beliefs to people. It will never happen that you will do that. Just never. Not now, not tomorrow, not never, not in a million years, not never. Never, ever, ever. And I said this, I repeated, I will say this tomorrow, the next week, the next month, the next year, forever. Right? Period. Period. Because if I have to be honest, people don't have to believe in this bullshit. Period. I don't know. I really don't care. I don't see why, for the small percentage of these planets, we have to sacrifice women's pieces, women's safety, and everything because of these men want to be a woman. Like, grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Just saying. And I can go on and on. I'm very distracted today. So, yep. Anyways, John Money was an account. John Money was an asshole. John Money was a pedophile. Um, this is who he was. And honestly, we are not gonna take example from this animal. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all. And that's all. Honestly, I know that when I'm going to be off live, I will remember all the things that I I should say in this um, podcast, in this episode. Of course, I always forget things. Um, yeah, I always forget things, and that's the problems. That's the problems. That's it. Period. That's it. Period. I don't want men in my space. Parents don't want drag queens to teach children about how to twerk and how to be cunty. School is for learning, it's not for drag queens. I love drag queens, but not like this. Just stop it. And I hope this situation will be better. So yeah, and that's all I wanted to say today, which is not that much, but it's basically all I think about. Um, it's not all I think. It's a good part. It's a small part. I don't know how to speak. Whatever. I just think I'm tired of this man pretending to be a woman. This is the truth. stop saying that you're a real woman. You are not a real woman. You will never be a real woman. Let's be for real. Um, and if and if listen, if you pretend to be a woman, that's okay. But if you have to like do weird shit and go in my spaces, like fuck you. Like, what do you want? Like, why do you want to push everybody? Do you want to push everybody? Listen, I don't want to share the space with you. So why are you pushing this? It's because you are a man and you have the male audacity, and you are not a woman. That's why you don't understand why women don't want you in our spaces. It's because you're a man and you never had problems with harassment in public spaces. Um, and that's it. That's the truth. So you don't understand it because you are not a woman. Because if you were a woman, you 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 know you understand basic things. Of course, you will never get it because you will never be a woman. Like, get over it. Call me a bigot. Call me all the worst things you can. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Do you get it that I don't care? Do you get it that women don't care? Do you get it that parents don't give a shit? Do you get it that people don't care about how you feel? The only people that care how you feel, it's these people in the cult. That when you go outside in the real world, no one give a fuck about you, about how you feel. Do you get it this? Do you get it now? I am a bigot because I'm talking truth, I'm speaking facts. Whatever, call me a bigot. Like, when you use certain words in the wrong way and you keep saying the same things over and over, things starts making no sense. If you keep calling everybody transphobic, these words makes no sense anymore. To me, every time I listen, you are transphobe, you are a bigot. These words has no meaning for me anymore at all. I don't care. You guys have used these bigots, these transphobe so many time in the wrong way that I just don't care if someone calls me a bigot or a transphobe. I don't care. Why would I care? You think you are so important that I care? The world does not revolve around you, and it never will. Like, you need validation. This trans community wants validation from everybody. Like, the reason why you want to police everyone, police whatever, whatever, you want to control how people speak is because you are insecure of yourself. You first know well that you are not a woman. You know well because you need to tell people how to speak. You want to make words illegal. You want to change words. You are not self-confident. You know well that you are not what you tell you are. And you keep saying that you are a woman. We know well that you are not. Especially if you keep saying that you are a woman and you keep repeating that and you need a constant validation. You need this constant validation, constant affirming. Like, it's you are repeating yourself that you are not you are not that you are repeating this to yourself. You are saying to yourself, no, I am not this. I need everybody to speak the way I want. So I will feel better about myself. I don't care how other people feel. Honestly, grow up. Whatever. I'm done with today. I'm done with today. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Episode 14. Yeah. You can find this podcast on Spotify and YouTube. And see you next week.